What's up, what's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video. Yeah, the time is now 7:20. So I started my day at 6 o'clock a.m. I have two loads. I have one Polar load to drop off, which I'm in Springfield, Massachusetts right now, dropping off a Polar load. I got sodas and drinks on this load I need to get off. As I pulled up here, there was a guy coming out of his truck and he was asking me what do I have inside the trailer. So I was letting him know I'm dropping off these drinks and everything. And so I gave him my bill of lading. So he's actually not even sure where I'm supposed to be bringing this to. So he has to go inside and make calls. So that's what he's doing right now. He's been inside for about 5 to 6 minutes. He told me to line up. He told me to back in the door too, but he told me don't crack the doors open just yet. So I just got my truck lined up with door 2. So that way when he comes out, if he says, hey, you know what, we're going to unload you here, then I just, I'll go outside, I'll crack the doors, and I'll just continue to back in the door 2. But to be on the safe side, I'm not going to crack my seal just yet. If for any reason, I'm not going to unload here. So yeah, so once we get unloaded here, we're going to head up to Pennsylvania and pick up a load. We're going to pick up another Polar load. So it's all about Polar today, man. Yeah, but the Polar load I'm picking up is not at an actual Polar. It's actually at US Hydrations. But they have Polar products. So yeah, that's what the day's looking like today. It's real cold out here, real cold. There's snow on the ground. I can see my breath when I'm outside. But for some reason, I still don't want to put on my big ass jacket, especially not when I'm driving, because I just feel too snugged up. I don't like the feeling of being too snugged. I like to feel free and move around in that coat. It does me good when I'm outside, you know what I'm saying? To keep me from getting too cold, but driving with it, nah, I can't do it. So yeah, man, let's see how long he takes so we can know how this day's going. Yeah. So I'm good to go. Everything checks out. Man, it is cold. Look at that. You can see my breath. But as cold as it is, I still got on just the hoodie. Yeah. Man, I don't be giving a fuck. See, I'm in door 2.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, bro. Keep on.
Yeah. No worries. At least I'm in the door now, man.
That's why I said, let me just put your phone and send you away because they don't want to send emails right to the right people.
Yeah. Alright.
You know if anything else is coming?
Nah, just this right here. Yeah. It's a full load. Alright. No wheel chock, so I'm good. He ain't say nothing about tandems, or he didn't say nothing about letting go of the air, releasing the airline, so I'm good to back up. And get unloaded, and get out. So now I'm getting unloaded. So while they're unloading me, let's have a quick discussion about autonomous trucks. How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all think autonomous trucks are going to take over the trucking industry? Do you think truck drivers are going to lose their jobs? Do you think we're going to be pushed off the road due to autonomous trucks? I'm going to tell y'all my personal opinion. This is my personal opinion based on, research I done got from, the internet. Google is your friend, so use it. So I'm going to say, based on my own opinion, this is my own opinion. You don't have to agree. You could disagree. I'm not about to argue with you. But I do want to have a discussion on why you agree or disagree and what are your opinions. So, all right. So I believe that autonomous vehicles will not replace us truck drivers. And I'm going to tell you why. There's a couple of reasons. But my main reason is because there's a lot of things that consist of in trucking that you're going to need a human body to do. You just are. Now I know technology is advancing, and there's a lot of technology where the truck can drive in a straight line 55 to 65 miles per hour in a nice straight line, staying in the lane nice and safely. It doesn't drift, and it has cameras all around the truck where it can detect threats and, you know, avoid obstacles and everything. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be a need for the human, because when you get to these locations, who's going to open up the back of the doors? Who's going to open up the back of these trailers? You know, and who's going to release the landing gear? Some of these places you have to slide the tandems. Who's going to slide the tandems on these trucks? Some of these places you have to, you know, release your emergency line. Who's going to release the emergency line? If you're driving a flatbed, every so-and-so miles, I don't drive flatbed, so I can't say. If you drive flatbed, you can let me know down in the comments. But every so-and-so miles when you're driving a flatbed, you have to get out and check and make sure that your load is still secure, nothing is shifted, and everything's still good, and the straps are tight. Who's going to do that? You need a human to do that. Who's going to do that every so-and-so miles? We have pre-trip and post-trip. Who's going to do that? Who? The truck can't do it itself. I mean, technology's advancing, I get it, but there's just some things you're just gonna need a human for, and those are some of the things I think you're just gonna need a human for. You just are. You know, when these trucks get to these places, who's gonna do all that for the trucks? You know, once the truck get unloaded, who's gonna close the doors back up and, you know, raise the landing gear? Is the truck gonna be programmed to automatically do all that once it get there? And if it is, how is it even going to know when to do it and how to do it? You know, there's just a lot of things that need to be worked out, where I don't see it completely making truck drivers obsolete altogether 100%. I don't see it happening. It's just some things you just need you just need a human body for, you know, and it just makes no sense to me that, you know, a lot of people are doing all this fear mongering. Oh, truckers are going to lose their job in a few years, and it's no point to get your CDL because these autonomous trucks are coming, and whoop, whoop, whoop. They are coming. But I do believe that, you know, when we do see these autonomous trucks, I don't think every company is going to jump on board with it, because these autonomous trucks, you got to understand too, these trucks are going to be so expensive, and I don't see every company grabbing onto them, because, you know, that alone, how expensive it's going to be. I could definitely see Amazon doing this without 100%. I could see Amazon go 100%, you know, autonomous. I just do. I worked with Amazon. They make billions. The way they operate, I can see them definitely doing it. But a lot of other companies, especially smaller companies or little mom and pop companies, they're not going to have the money to afford to have a whole fleet of autonomous trucks. And even if they do, there's a whole bunch of liabilities coming into play. And that's why another reason why I don't see it ever happening as 100% autonomous trucks is also too because of safety reasons. Okay, yeah, these trucks are programmed, they're advanced, but come on now, we all have phones that glitch, we all have laptops that glitch, we have all types of electronics that every now and then it will crash or glitch. What makes you think an autonomous truck is not going to crash or glitch at any given point? Going 55, going 65 on the highway, and out of nowhere, it could just have a glitch where it starts swerving in and out of lanes, or it starts going 80, 90, 120 miles per hour and just smack a whole bunch of cars. We don't know that's never going to happen, and nor can we prevent that from happening, because it's autonomous. It's autonomous. It's a computer, it's electric, it's all these things. It can malfunction. They have Teslas out there crashing out. They have Cybertrucks out there crashing out. What makes you think this 80,000-pound tractor trailer is not gonna crash out at every given moment? Like there's not gonna be any trucks out there that's not gonna crash out. You better believe there will be trucks out there that's gonna crash out. So a lot of companies are not going to want to get on board because that reason alone. It's also going to be a safety, you know, it's a safety issue. At the end of the day, it's still going to be looked at, you know, is this reliable? Is this really safe for the company? And a lot of companies are not going to be on board because of that reason alone, because they're going to be held reliable most of the time. Or the company who manufacture these trucks, you know, they're going to be also held reliable. So it's just a lot of things that go into it too. You know, the safety factor, you know, that's the second thing I would say. I should say the first thing would be safety, but I have to say the first thing will be you need a human because of the physical attributes. The physical attributes, you know, to drive in these trucks. You know what I'm saying? You just need that human in there, you know? There's a lot of times when we're going, when we have a GPS, the GPS is supposed to be a reliable source to get us from A to B. But there's times when this reliable source brings us down a street where there's a low bridge. How is a tractor trailer gonna guarantee us to be reliable to go down this street? Notice that there's a bridge. Now, when it notices that there's a bridge, what happens then? Does it just automatically stop and just start reversing with cars behind it? Or do it just cause a traffic jam and just stop and just stay there completely? Like, how does it know how to maneuver through, you know, a street where there's a low bridge? How would it know, all right, you know what, I can't go down the street, I have to turn around? How would it know? How would it be programmed to know without obstructing traffic and causing chaos and commotion and, you know, a bunch of bullshit, versus a human being inside of that truck, weighing out the options and knowing how to maneuver around that scenario in a more safely manner? It's just a lot of things going into it. So, yeah, man, I don't see it happening. I'm getting my bill of lading, and we out. So that took real quick. That I was in and out of this door, I would say 15 minutes, maybe 20 tops. Didn't take them long at all. Look at those drinks. Those pallets just came out of this trailer. So we got unloaded quick. That's not bad, that's not bad. Look at that, nice and empty. So now that we're unloaded, we're gonna head to Pittston, Pennsylvania, which is a 4-hour drive. So I'm still looking good as far as drive hours, being that, you know, I didn't have to bring this back to another location. So we're secured and we're closed up. So being that I didn't have to bring this bad boy back to another location, we are good. We're gonna head to Pittston, 4-hour drive. I know I'm gonna hit a lot of traffic on the way back, man, but I'll worry about it later. So let's get it. It took me about 4.5 hours to get here because there was a lot of traffic. There was a couple of crashes, some road work, so that put me behind a little bit. But nonetheless, I still got plenty of drive hours. My drive back is 4.5 hours. I got 6 hours drive time, so I'm looking good. So I'm gonna line myself up with my door, with my lane. I'm going into a 23, so I'm gonna line up in 23, and then I'm gonna get out. And then I'm gonna open my doors. I'm in the door now. I got a green light. Still ain't went red yet. So yeah, let's get back to our conversation what we was having earlier about autonomous trucks. Do you guys think that autonomous trucks are gonna take over the trucking industry anytime soon? I'm gonna say no. I don't think it's gonna take over the trucking industry anytime soon because, you know what I'm saying, these are machines right here. They have to really worry about safety more than anything. Like, to have these machines on the road without a dedicated system, a dedicated plan of how these are efficiently gonna run. I can't even get that word out. Efficiently gonna run. There you go. If they don't have that plan, I don't see it taking over anytime soon. Now, I do say, you know, I would say that we will see a lot more of these automated trucks on the road. I do agree on that part. I do think we're gonna see them a lot more, especially as years go by. Within 5 to 10 years, I do think we'll see a lot more of them. But to completely take over the industry within that time frame, I just don't see it happening, man. I just don't see it happening. Now, within like 15 to 20 years, possibly, but even then, I don't see it taking over completely. I'm gonna go on a limb and say, I think we're gonna always need a human body in these trucks, point blank period, until they could really have it to where everything just operates without a human, like the landing gear going down, like, you know, sliding the tandems, the doors opening by themselves. Everything will have to real deal be automated to where it won't need no human at all. And that's gonna take a lot of work, a lot of time, a lot of figuring out, a lot of planning, a lot of testing. All that, you got to take all that into consideration. So I don't see that happening. I think a human body's gonna always, be able to be in that truck. And I know a lot. I know they're really doing this because they wanna cut their costs. They wanna cut costs. They don't want to pay us truck drivers. And another thing I want to talk about too, since we're talking about trucking, let's segue for a minute. Let's talk about how they lie a lot and they say that there's a truck driver shortage. I don't believe that not one bit. I don't believe there's a truck driver shortage. What I do believe is that truck drivers, all right, there's not a truck driver shortage. I got brain freeze. I just think that there's not enough companies willing to take on inexperienced drivers. That's what I'm gonna say. There's not a lot of companies willing to take on inexperienced drivers. There's a lot of people getting their CDL, coming out of school and saying, I can't get hired anywhere because I have no experience. That's the number one thing I hear all the time. It doesn't matter where I go, who I talk to. Whenever I talk to somebody and they got their CDL and they're not currently on the road, it's always a story because they don't have any experience. It's always that same story. They don't have experience. They don't have a company that's willing to take them on and do experience. And that's what I think the number one reason is. It's not that there ain't no truck driver. There ain't no truck driver shortage. There's a shortage of companies willing to take on drivers who are inexperienced. You want us to get these CDLs and then come out of school and just magically know how to drive these trucks. Listen, when I got out of school, I got in the truck 3 days with a trainer. I was in the truck for only 3 whole days. My 4th day, I was out by myself, on the road by myself, and I was just casually just going along, learning as I went. You know what I'm saying? I think when you get your CDL, the company that should hire you, whether you're experienced or not, when you get your CDL and you got no experience, I think companies, it should be mandatory that the companies hire you on, train you for whatever period they see fit for them or for their insurance, because I know insurance plays a big role in it. It's all about liability. That's another reason why too they don't want to hire inexperienced drivers, because they're going to be held liable. But anyways, back to what I was saying. They should take you on, hire you, train you for a certain amount of time, whether they say 3 days, a week, a month, whatever. Train you up to their standard and then smooth sailing. But they don't want to do that, and it's hard for truck drivers. What time is it? It's hard for truck drivers to find these companies that are willing to do that, and it sucks. So what they result to saying is, we have a trucker shortage. And if you do have a trucker shortage, that will be the reason. That will be the reason. You don't have a trucker shortage. You just want experienced drivers, and it's hard to find them because we have so many truckers out there unemployed, looking for work, but can't get nothing because of this stupid ass companies don't want to hire people because of no experience. I'm still on green. I did hear something, but it ain't me getting moved to the red light. But yeah, man, I just thought I'd bring that up. I think I want to bring that up and talk about that also and go real deep into detail about it. Do some more research and find out more, give y'all more insight on it, because it's crazy out here how many truckers, well, people in general I run into who have a CDL, and they just always complain and tell me their story about how they can't find work because they're inexperienced. They got no experience. It's just crazy to me. And then on top of that, the qualifications, even if you don't have experience, a lot of times too, there's these other qualifications that you have to check, like the certain amount of tickets. You can't have a certain amount of tickets. Most of them, it's like you can't have no more than maybe 2 or 3 within a year, or 2 or 3 within 2 years or 3 years, something like that. Like, come on, man, we're all adults here. We all have cars. We all drive to and from work. We all drive on our personal time. I mean, sometimes shit just happens where, a ticket is warranted. You know what I'm saying? Now, if it's excessive, like every other month, or you got like 6, 7, 8 tickets in a year, that's crazy. I don't know how you're doing that, so I can't back you on that one. But, I mean, sometimes shit just happens, man. You got those asshole cops out there who just pull you over for anything and just looking to slap a ticket somewhere. So, so it's qualifications like that. Criminal record, that could also hinder you, especially if it's recent. Now, if your criminal record is far behind you, You know, sometimes companies, they don't look far back anyway. They look only like 5 to 7 to 10 years, 5, 7, and 10 years back. So if your record is way behind you, you won't pretty much have nothing to worry about. But if your record is like 2 years, you know, or some companies, they're not gonna want that. They want the record to be way behind you. But you can't find those companies who will take you, because there's people who coming straight out of jail right into the truck. You know, so it's not impossible. You know what I'm saying? But the number one thing, really, even though all those qualifications they still want you to check off, the number one qualification, it is experience. It's hard with no experience. How you gonna get hired with no experience? You know what I'm saying? It's definitely hard. But yeah, man, I just wanted to chop it up, talk about that, the automation. I think I'm gonna bring this up into another video in the future about, you know, no experience and getting hired, because that seems to be a big issue. I'm gonna do more of my research on that, so I could try to come up with some solutions on how drivers can get hired. I have a couple of videos on that, but it's just scratching the surface. It's not like a real deep, in-depth video on, you know, how to get hired. So I'm gonna do my research on that, you know, and bring that information in the video. But yeah, man, I just got on red. I'm so happy about it because I'm so hungry. I didn't bring my lunchbox today, so that's on me. So I'm just gonna wait till I get loaded, and I'm gonna go grab some food, and then I'm gonna head out and drop this truck off. So I am loaded. I would say all that took about a half an hour. Wasn't too bad. Man, when I tell you I'm starving, I'm starving. I'm definitely stopping and getting something to eat before I hit the road. Well, I'm gonna still hit the road, but before I head back towards where I need to be, I'm definitely getting some food. Starving. So I'm gonna have to run back across the street. And all right, so we got order ice, sparkling ice. I'm gonna have to run back across and grab the seal. Cause normally what I'll do is I'll go get the seal first. Damn, that's the wind. That's how windy it is out here. Normally I'll go get the seal first, and then I'll shut the doors. But right now it's cold. I'm starving, so I just want to get this done and out the way, so that way I could go grab some food and head on 84 all the way back to 90. Yeah, let's go. Got my bill of lading, that is not enough. Got my sale too, that is enough. Yeah, look at this. A lot of traffic. And it's getting windier and windier. I don't want to drop my gloves, so I'm gonna seal the back of this up, jump in the truck because my eyes are getting all watery, and then we're gonna go get something to eat, man. Whew. I don't know what I want to eat. I just know I'm not trying to eat no fast food, man. No burgers, nothing like that. But if I have to settle, I'm gonna have to settle. Let's go.